bought you another rack.
Oh, even better.
Here, take it.
I'll take that. Buddy. Yeah. That's awesome. Man, I didn't call him. Brother, that is much appreciated. Sorry about the mess, man.
Oh, that's all right, man. My house is all messed up, too.
Yeah, right. Got a credit full of shit to prevent it from getting lost in the storm.
The music never sleeps. Max 98.3.
How do you do? Well, I can see them. The whole neighborhood is in there. Button up on them,
It's Eric and Mike from the Big Max Morning Show. Join us Wednesday morning. We'll have continuing coverage of the cleanup of Hurricane Irma, where you're going to be able to find stuff. And we're going to start peppering in some of our traditional Wednesday morning show type stuff, like the Mental Olympics will be back. Right, stupid jokes and all that fun stuff. Yeah, exactly. Plus your chance to win with the Max Money Ball coming up at 7:20 and 9:20. So log on to max983fm.com for all the information on that. And join us Wednesday morning starting at 6 a.m.
The Big Max Morning Show with Eric and Mike. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Max 98.3. Playing it all.
The number one spot for late nights is Wing House After Dark. From 10 p.m. until close, every Monday through Friday, Wing House is serving up $2 domestic crafts, $3 Jaeger and Fireball shots, $5 Red Bull cocktails, $2 drinks for ladies, and more. For details, go to winghouse.com. Wing House, good food, beautifully served. This fishing trip is just what the doctor ordered. So great to get away. Yeah, I wanted you to see what Art's awnings did to the boats. Are you kidding? The upholstery, the canvas top, it's almost like you have a whole new boat. Your old boat could use some spiffing up, too. Well, ain't that the truth? I'd better take her to Art's and let them work their magic. Experience makes the difference at Art's Awnings and Upholstery in Winter Haven. Call for a free estimate, 293-2442, or visit artsawnings.com.
If you're a State Farm policyholder and have been affected by the recent hurricane, please contact your State Farm agent. You can also call 1-800-SF-CLAIM or 800-732-5246 to get started. We're taking calls around the clock and responding as quickly as possible because at State Farm, our goal is to help our customers get their lives back to normal. Contact your local agent, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM or visit statefarm.com.
Turn left, turn right, left, right, left.
Time to update your GPS navigation? JC's Customs can fix that. Call 293-5555. Online at jcscustoms.com.
Please tell me that ant did not just spill.
Alright, I think I'm recording. Alright, so I hope this is loud enough. This is just going to be a little clip to explain the better details of what was going on. So, the guy that you see at the beginning of the clip is an oxygen delivery guy. He works for All Care. This guy was coming in to bring in some fresh bottles because at that time we were still out power. This is like second or third day after the storm, and she's still living on bottles at that point. Still kind of is. Because COPD's a bitch, you need O2 in a lot stronger of a quantity than you do normally. So he's coming in at the start of the clip, bringing in those bottles up my doorway, which is what you see like right about here. Is the camera sitting on a table, or media center I guess you could call it, looking out towards them. And then eventually over here. Now, by time the second patrol car showed up, this is a Crown Vic, this is a Charger. This guy had fucked off, but he said he would be a willing witness if they needed more. Now, my neighbor next door, the guy who I forgot to paste in over here in the greenhouse, if you ever do find me, please don't. Basically what went on there was his wife was the one to call. I'm putting this on record. Because while me and this guy are offloading O2 bottles, and we're talking fairly large bottles, we're talking bottles that are under 2,000-3,000 psi of compressed pure medical grade O2. Yeah, some serious equipment there. And they're not that heavy, but yeah, whatever. He's helping me offload, and this motherfucker's going ballistic. Dickhead McFuckmeat, or Fuckmeat McDickcheese. Russell, apparently, is his name. Fuck him, I don't care. What me and him saw, I'm looking over here, bullshitting with Kevin, man, and out of the corner of my eye, now this is not the most accurate representation, bear in mind, but out of the corner of my eye, I can hear them fighting. One of the kids is screaming. I don't know what the fuck happened, but one of the kids is screaming. We're talking, I think the oldest is 9, maybe 11, and that's the son, with the youngest being maybe as young as 2. one of them screaming, and it's one of the younger ones. There's at least 3 or 4 kids there. And she's, the woman involved that you see run around that blue bathrobe, is screaming, "Get out! Get out of my house! Get out of my house! Out! Leave! Leave!" Just like that. At the top of her fucking lungs. She comes outside with a child in arm, the youngest, the one that you see in the pink underwear. And then then out of the corner of my eye, he perceives something like this, because I'm bullshitting, like sort of paying attention. I see him grab her by the hair with that little girl, the one that you see later on in the video, grab her by her hair, the woman, not the girl, with the child in her arms, and drag her back through the doorway. Now, this is at the point when these people next door to me, not pictured here, call the cops. And man, were they there. Man, were they there. Because that had just happened, and I hear, "Yo, Tris." I come up here. My neighbor, one of my neighbors, Mike, black hair Mike, I call him, or old man. Well, I can't say old man Mike because they're both old. Black-haired Mike says, "If I need a witness, can you be it?" And I said, "Sure, why?" And you'll see why. So I go back down there to help finish offloading because, you know, he's setting me up with a bunch of tanks because I need to change them every 4 hours because even at 2.5 liters, she's still burning through them every 16 hours with only 4 tanks. But needless to say, I'm coming back down and all I hear is cops screaming up from the other end of the road. And this is not a short road. It's not a long road, but it's not a short road either. And I could see them all the way at the bitter end of the road fucking flashing. They were on it. It's really refreshing to see my tax dollars actually do something. I even made mention of that to that big officer, the really heavy-set one. God, he had a Hispanic name with a J in it, so it was Panhalo or something like that. I forget. But if said officer ever needed an accurate witness statement, this is as best as I can do, quickly in real time. From there, the charger shows up. Single charger. And then that was about 2 minutes before the video started recording. We're dragging the tanks back in there, and I have the bright idea, because I'd been taking video of the storm at that point, right, to get this on camera, and that's when the video comes on. There enough about. And about after the video cuts off, and I do apologize for the music and the video cutting out, my neighbor's Ray, not this guy, but this guy, shows up in his green van, which you don't see on video. But, well, not in the initial clip, but you'll see afterwards, because they had just come back from, like, Tallahassee from avoiding the storm. I'm going over there to explain what's going on. I'm walking this way, and I hear pop, and I see this boy running. He got jackrabbit fever bad. I run back to my house, but at this point, the video had already cut out. I mean, this boy was hauling ass. I see him run past Kevin as I'm about up here. He's about right there. Kevin is right there. Black neighbor Kevin. Right here. And this boy's running down the sidewalk, hauling ass. And I see him swipe his back. He had pulled the taser barbs out. Now, I'm from Miami. We don't do that. Weed will never do that. You're on PCP, meth, heroin, or cocaine to be able to do that. Because ain't no way in hell you're doing that on weed. Especially PCP and meth. That shit will give you fucking wings, from what I'm told. Not personal experience. Needless to say, bullshitting aside, this boy runs, hauls ass to the end of the block. Now, my street, it's at a weird angle. Let's see, a little bit further out. Yeah, about here is good. And then it goes straight and then hooks around, doing sort of one of these weird angles, because it comes up and then does like not, it's like a 120-degree bend. It's a big old hook, just comes around and goes that way, and he disappears around the corner. One of the cops, I think it was the big guy, was still like feet behind him. Man, he was hauling ass, boy. And then the other cop gets back, the guy with the gray hair gets back in the Charger and slams that V8 into life, busting down the end of the road, disappears. About a minute and a half after that, the little boy that you see in the shorts in the initial clip goes running after him, and his mom, I'm assuming, keeps on screaming, "Dimitri, get back here!" because he's going after, apparently, I'm assuming, his dad. That poor little boy is fucked, man, if that's the case. Then, about 5 minutes later, the Charger turns around, comes back this way. They got him. Nailed his ass. Backseat in cuffs. I don't know what happened past the turn, because I couldn't see it, and I wasn't getting in my van because I didn't have gas at the time. But from what I was able to find on the police records, he had apparently gotten into a fight with the cops, which is es no bueno. No es bueno. No es bueno at all. And, yeah, I know I say and, but going forward from there, got into some kind of altercation with the cops because he had assaulted an officer on his arrest ticket, which is very and no es bueno, very no good. Boy, he did something to be able to jackrabbit his way down the street that far. Past that point, I don't know. But Mom comes back about 5 minutes later with the boy with a towel around the boy. And he gets to about here and he starts screaming, "Let him out! Let him out!" Not understanding the circumstances of the situation. Yeah. That kid is maybe just a tad tainted because of that fuck meat. I swear, there's a difference between being hood rat and being racist. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to get demonetized anyway because he's already saying it in the video. But that was an ER. That was not a GA. If you catch my drift. That boy was being straight out racist, calling everyone that word. Past that point, the big officer that you see, heavyset guy, starts asking for ID and taking everyone's statement. And this is basically a backup statement for myself, from my perspective, because I know officers are probably going to need to make a call back again at some point, maybe. I don't know. It just depends on how things go. If they really need a statement from yours truly, well, then they know where I live because they've gotten my ID, and I'm sure there's probably going to be some kind of legal involvement with myself and Kevin Man over across the street and black-haired Mike next door, because we were the three primary witnesses. Now, at some point earlier that week, I think it was the day after or the second day or the day before this incident anyways, black-haired Mike and Kevin were talking about bags of meth. Yeah, I'll just get me a bag of meth, quote unquote, joking about it, because apparently the guy was on, which makes sense considering he jackrabbited his way that far away while being tased. You're on something powerful if that's the case. That's my opinion on the situation anyways. What else? After that point, The little kid thinks I'm calling the cops. To which I reiterate, wasn't me. Though, I'll tell you this much. My property value's gone up a couple of grand because this dick cheese is gone. You kidding me? I'd like to put in a side note right here at the tail end. About this time last year, when this dick meat moved in, there were 3 different noise complaints. One from myself, or my house anyways, one from neighbor Mike here, and one from Kevin Man. And maybe 1 or 2 from Ray. I'm all the way in this room, all the time. These walls are solid concrete, reinforced, not rebar reinforced, but like solid concrete, cinder block with concrete filling. They're solid as a rock. They'll survive a nuclear holocaust. The roof won't, but you get the point. I could hear the bass thump in this room here from like somewhere in here. That's loud. That's too loud. This happened like a year ago, so something about that. 3 different times a noise complaint came out. And then he disappeared for a while, I guess. But, from what I was able to gather from Kevin Man and Mike Man, apparently he was on probation, figures, because I had seen cops come out before, assuming because he was on probation, and assuming it was his probation officer, just randomly at night. And apparently he was on probation for, of all things, elderly abuse. Now, a little backstory. The girl that you see, the woman in the bathrobe, the blue bathrobe woman, she's Jimmy the Greek's daughter. Jimmy the Greek is sort of a big-time business owner. He's got some money. He's made a pretty good profit at his local restaurant. So this is technically his house that his daughter is living at. Now, apparently, this guy, Russ, had been charged with taking care of him and not done so properly. I don't know the full details there, but apparently it was enough to file criminal charges and put him on probation for it. Supposedly. Now, I don't know any more details past that, but from what I can gather, it don't look good for dick meat here. And as far as records are concerned, about half hour after the cops take off doing their police reports, this guy shows up again because he figured might still have cops around and want to know, did they arrest him? To which I say, yeah. I think that's about all that really needs to be said.